What is going on, Halo community? I'm your boy Patman, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a flight update directly from 343 themselves on why Flight 2 has been delayed and a little bit more insight into what goes on into the flighting program. And this was a really long article, so I'm going to try to break down all the important information for you guys, of course, and in the most efficient way possible, so stay tuned. So to start off this article, 343 basically goes in depth about something called a blocking bug. And what a blocking bug is basically something that prevents a flight from functioning as needed. And this doesn't necessarily mean that a flight is bug-free. That would defeat basically the purpose of a flight, because that is, of course, what a flight is supposed to do, is present some bugs from the players to find and report back to 343 so that they can use that data to ship a better product. No, this blocking bug basically prevents the flight from working as intended and would be a really bad look on 343, and they said that is basically what's keeping flight number 2 from launching on PC, because there's quite a few bugs left for them to squash. 343 also states that there's basically 3 different flighting rings internally, and then with the 4th being the public flighting for the MCC insider program. So to break it down, Ring 0 is made up of internal studio folks. So it's a combination of the 343 publishing team, the pro team, and developers within the studio who basically playtest the game regularly. And if any new blocking bugs are found, it will not make it out of the studio and not make it to the next ring of testing. The team goes back to the drawing board to address any issues that are identified, and if there are no serious issues that arise, they move on to ring number 1. Ring number 1 is made up of several external partners that work closely with 343, many of which they've worked with for quite some time, they know, and this allows them to work with players who know Halo content and are spread around the globe testing their various pipelines and supporting services to ensure the experience is fully functional. If any major issues are found here, it can cause a reset all the way back to Ring 0 if it's severe enough, and it warrants the build to be properly vetted and tested again. If all is well though, they move on to their next ring of external partners, which would be ring number 2. Ring number 2 is made up of even more partners of various skill sets that help test their builds in unique and interesting ways to ensure that they are providing the best experience for all varieties of users who are invited to test flighted content. If nothing blocking is found here, then it will make the jump to the final insider ring, which is ring number 3, which is us, the public Halo insider. As with all previous rings, if any major issues are found here, it can cause a reset all the way back to Ring 0 if severe enough. Ring 3 is, of course, like I said, the Halo Insider program, and they basically go into what decides if you're in this program, who they choose basically per flight. Eventually everybody will be let into the flights, but they say the audience could be hardware-based, experience-based, locale-based, or any specific metric the team is looking to validate or stress at any given point, as these flights are not betas, but they are indeed at-scale tests to validate the state of the build, which is really just to test the functionality of the build and to test its readiness. Now, I honestly found this insight really cool as far as the internal and external testing that goes on at 343, and I gave you guys this backstory first to these rings because right now, Fireflight test number 2 for Reach on PC is currently almost into Ring 2. They squashed Ring 1 bugs and are working on squashing Ring 2, and that there are currently 5 Ring 2 blockers and 15 Ring 3 blockers before it gets to us in flighting. Now remember, any of these blockers could actually push the game back all the way to Ring 0 and could cause another delay, but as of right now, there are 5 current Ring 2 blockers, and they are this: security solution does not auto-install once the game is installed. Long delays in menus accompanied by matchmaking errors can happen. Opening the settings menu during gameplay can cause the roster to stay stuck on screen. Frame loss can be experienced in various menus when played in higher resolutions, and a crash is present sometimes when match-made firefight games starts. Yeah, that all sounds like stuff that would not be good to experience and wouldn't be very productive if you can't even play the flight and give feedback, so I understand why they held it back. So they say that the team is currently in progress working through all these blocking issues with the goal of having them fixed as soon as possible in order to progress to Ring 2 flighting. Before we take the flight to Halo Insiders though, we have a handful of bugs to resolve that involve navigation issues, crashes, and other key issues we believe will hurt the experience of the flight for both the players and our team's ability to gather critical data and feedback. These key issues are blockers in a way that they are deemed severe enough to prevent a flight from functioning as needed. Once they and other issues we identify are resolved, we will continue our process to bring the Fireflight to the Halo Insider. Now 343 also goes on to note that even with the Halo Insider Fireflight being in development and being delayed, that they have many other things that the team is working on. Rather than derail core development and put everybody onto the flight for bug fixing, they have a lot of people heads down still working on MCC for PC and Halo Reach for MCC on PC, and of course on Xbox. So basically what this means to me is that even though people are working on these bugs right now, there's still other people working on getting the game running on PC. Just because the flights are delayed doesn't mean that the game's gonna come out well after the flights. No, people are still working on critical parts of the game to get it up and ready, so maybe after the last flight we'll see a release very soon after for MCC on PC, and that the info that they gather from these flights is critical in making the core experience better. And then 343 also reiterates that people think that because the project is getting delayed that it's going to suffer in quality, and it's actually quite the contrary, and I don't know why anybody would think this. The whole reason why they are delaying these things, people, is to deliver a better core product. Now, a lot of time and resources have been spent into the development of the user interface controls and how the game plays on PC, so it feels right at home on the platform. Like they've said before, they don't want this to be a simple port, but an actual authentic PC experience. Put it simply, they're placing an extreme focus on the foundations of MCC to ensure it's authentic to the Halo experience and to the PC platform. 343 also stated that they basically have fallen behind schedule and that they really can't predict the future. They also stated that they were overwhelmed with the amount of people that decided to sign up for the Insider program. Now 343 also stated to meet deadlines they would have to do one of two things, either move something out or remove it entirely or sacrifice its quality. And they refuse to do either one of those things, so they're trying to get it right, and people need to understand that. So they're going to push it back as many times as they need to, and they will come out when it's ready. And I know they keep beating that dead horse, and they mention it several times in this article, but they mean it. When it is ready, guys, it will come out. I know everybody's been disappointed with these updates, but it's best to remain patient because we all want a good product. I'd rather have a product that is as bug-free as possible and is just an authentic, awesome experience for everybody, rather than the debacle that we had not too many years ago on MCC on Xbox that almost killed the Halo brand, guys. It was one of the worst video game launches in history. 343 does not want to come anywhere close to that again, so I completely understand. There is no game that I've ever seen that runs this many engines at once, ever. I can't even think of a game that runs 3 engines at once. That is insane. This game has 9 to 10 engines in it on one disc. That is insane. This is a huge project and something that was definitely a big undertaking for 343. And they didn't have to do this, so I hope you guys understand. I love the insight that they're providing. I love the transparency that they are providing, and I really like this kind of communication from 343, so please keep it up, guys. This was awesome. They closed this blog post with saying, what about Xbox? The goal is as soon as the Xbox One version of Halo Reach is ready, that they will flight for that. For PC, Fireflight is on the horizon, and it is the next Insider flight. When will it happen? Well, of course, guys, when it's ready. Some players have been upset by that phrase, they say, but it's the best attitude you could ask for from a developer, as it truly shows how much quality is cared about over the dates. And that is music to my ears, honestly. So we don't know when flight number 2 is coming, but they also gave us a nice little work in progress render of an elite miner in Halo Reach's armor customization screen, so the Unreal Engine 4 screen. And it looks pretty sweet. Obviously, this is a work in progress, and I'll share that with you guys right here. But if we get any solid news as to when flight number 2 is coming out, you're already in the right spot right here on Patman Gaming. I cover everything as far as MCC and Halo Infinite, both on PC and on Xbox for you guys. So click that subscribe button to stay up to date on all your Halo news, and click that like button because it really helps out the channel and lets me know you guys appreciate seeing these news update videos. I also want you guys to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this transparency from 343. I personally love it. Some people rather them just put their heads down, not announce any kind of dates, any kind of anything, and just work at it. But I really like what they've been doing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and follow me on my Discord as well. Join the Discord channel. Follow me on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot lately. Halo 5 152 grind. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm your boy Patman, and I'm out.